Now hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. At this time I would usually not be recording a YouTube video when a game is loading because I would never do that. But what's the big deal anyway? We're gonna be talking about the end of the Concorde, the air front crash. Now this story is kind of sad at the end of it, but the amazing Concorde is just great. It was just a great aircraft, super complex but still great. So I'm gonna get this plane out here. So this was an air front. Now we're gonna be talking about the end of the actual Concorde. So this happened a quite long time ago with a brand new aircraft, the Concorde, magnificent Concorde. And the reason why the pilots used, and the reason why the engineers used the delta wings, it's because this plane is supposed to be supersonic, and they put in delta wings because so I can go twice as fast as the speed of sound. Otherwise, if they didn't put those in, the aircraft would just die, and it would just rip apart midair, and you don't want that, right? So now let's talk about the fuel system. The Concorde has a pretty complicated fuel system. So there's the center tank where just extra fuel that you save, and there's someone at the tail, and then there's a lot of tanks of fuel, and yeah. Also, they had a problem at the flight check-in desk or something, and then they solved this problem, but they ended up with even more baggages, so now there's even more weight. And also, and now let's get into this. So the pilots just start up this aircraft, and then they request the tower for permission to push back and head to the longest runway. The ITC cleared him the two, and now they just start and now they begin their pushback, and they set off and then now they're taxiing down all the way to the runway right now. Now there's another plane that was taking off on the runway, and what's about it? Well, the runway, and it's using this exact same runway the Concorde is about to take off from, and basically it took off. Basically, there was a metal strip that fell off, but they didn't know about it, so they just continued to take off, and that'll have some huge impact on the takeoff. They're just taxiing, and then they do the and then they're just doing their takeoff briefing, and then the pilot says to the engineer, "How much fuel have we used?" And then they said like we had about 200 kilos in there or something, or 2 tons in there, or something like that. And also the weight was pretty high, and they had a lot of fuel. So they requested a full runway length of the airport, which which will get them airborne later on in this video, and I will need to crash also. The passengers on board was the people on board was 100 people, 6 cabin crew and 3 pilots. So it was a full plane for today. Now the Concorde is oh wait, I actually went on a review. And now the Concorde has lined up, and now they set on full thrust for afterburners. But the problem kind of already started when the pilots boarded, because well, the thrust reversers did not work, but they fixed this problem. Also, there was a rudder problem, which was just green, but they decided to ignore it because it does not have some huge impact of the aircraft when they get airborne. Now they activate those afterburners and they roar, and then that metal strip they hit it with what caused one of the tires to burst. There was a fuel leak and an engine set on fire. They were just getting to airborne, and they used a lot of runway too. They did not even maintain V2, and they were not at VR speed. And then they say, "Watch out!" And then the engineer says, "Put a gear up," and then the first officer replies, "No," and then the captain says, "Take gear up," and then he tries, but it won't work, which is gonna have some huge impact. Now, and then they hear the engine fire alarm, and then they extinguish it, but it done nothing. And now there's an uncommanded roll. There was basically an uncommanded roll, and then all the remaining thrust and then there was one side of thrust which was dead, and then there was, and then they bring down all the remaining thrust. Now, but this issue was very big, and nothing was stopping this, which is gonna have some huge impact. Now it's just too late. They tried to fix this problem, but it was too late, and it crashes into a hotel, and all passengers on board died. Same with the 6 cabin crew and 3 pilots. Now we're in huge and yeah, that's basically the end of the Concorde. And I will see you guys on another video. So bye.